All right, Cal Poly Baseball. I'm here with left-handed pitcher Matt Im the HOF. Matt, I got to ask you this, too, because of something we've never talked about before, but what are the origins of your last name? Because I see on Twitter that your Twitter handle is M lowercase, and then HOF, all in uppercase. And somebody pointed this out, too, on like a story I saw online. We got to draft this guy. His name spells out I'm Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm Swiss.
Is that what you're aiming for on Twitter?
That's actually when I created it. That was when I was a freshman. I was like, I'm going to do something. And then actually my roommate at the time, Colton Haynes, was like, you should just do uppercase for the last three. It spells out Hall of Fame. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. So I just kind of went with it, and like it just kind of stuck. So, but yeah, I'm actually Swiss. That's the origins of Im HOF, 100%.
Any special meanings to Im HOF?
Not that I know of. No, I can't think of it.
I'm Hall of Fame, I guess, is good enough,
yeah,
right?
I'll take that.
So that just came up. You just came up with it. Wasn't like a childhood. When did someone point that out to you? It was that freshman year.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever heard anything like that. Because most people say I'm HOF when they pronounce my last name, and it's always pronounced Im HOF. So then Colton was no different. He's like I'm HOF, and then he's like, it's almost like I'm, and then HOF, like Hall of Fame. And I thought about it, and I was like creating a Twitter at the time because that was like kind of the buzz, and just kind of went from there.
Yeah. Well, what would it mean for you to eventually be in some Hall of Fame?
Oh, that would be unbelievable. That's always been my goal as a baseball player, to take it to the highest level and achieve that kind of greatness. But, one step at a time for me first. But, yeah, that's the ultimate goal for me. So.
Yeah. Yeah, well, also I want to ask you about this aspect, too, because, they just recently updated their Baseball America top 100 prospects, and you landed on the list again. One of the interesting things I think about you was that you kind of developed as a prospect pitcher, like kind of later in your high school career, or at least weren't on the radar, I think, because you were more of like a hitter, right, at first?
Well, I didn't really take pitching seriously until like my sophomore year of high school, and I was always pretty good baseball player overall. I played first base. I could swing it a little bit, but didn't really have a D1 aspirations until maybe my junior year, and then kind of got out there a little bit. Pro side was never even an option for me really out of high school. Didn't get a lot of looks, so just by chance ended up here at Cal Poly. It was the right school for me, and then from here it's just been a huge developmental process, and I've gotten better every year, and we'll try to continue to get better. And it's just one of those things where I developed late, and it's kind of come up big for me. So
yeah, could you have been a hitter at the D1 level?
Maybe. I don't know. I was always a better pitcher than I was a hitter once I started actually taking pitching seriously. It was always kind of came more natural to me. I kind of had a slow bat in high school. I got beat. If any guy was throwing like 90 miles an hour, it wasn't my type of pitcher. It was too fast.
Yeah.
So I was always a little bit better pitcher.
Gotcha.